Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. So there's not a single thing warm about it, I'm just saying it out of tradition. So, yeah, honestly, holding this cold piece of metal in my hands, in the form of the tripod, has actually proven to be not so beneficial for me this time. Like, genuinely, I can feel my fingers just complaining. And I tried to warm it up as well, but it just instantly chills back down. That's just how it goes, I'm afraid. Well. I'm down in the high streets in a different town because, unlike last time, we actually didn't go to my aunt's town this week. Just because, actually there were several reasons. But yeah, no need to get into why specifically, but that's why I'm not. If you're thinking that this was like the place that I said I haven't been to in years, no, it isn't. And then again, I haven't walked down this street in a while either. But there you go. I thought I would come down and show off the Christmas lights and such. It's like a whole moment of actually I missed the whole event where they light up one particular night and such, but yeah, of course that was quite some time ago. So, needless to say, kind of lost the moment. However, I probably should turn around just because we're kind of at the end of the scenic route as such already. I'm just veering around the corner, see if there's anything else, and nope, not really. So. Yeah, off we go. It's a wonderful place down here, but I'm looking forward to the journey back, to be honest. Oh well, doesn't matter. So, what's been happening in the week? Well, quite a lot, it would seem. This is the one I was supposed to talk about, Buttercorp Direct, and how that was, not Buttercorp Direct, Buttercorp Live, how that happened, but I just checked on BB's channel and that's not a thing. In case you were wondering, BB was planning to do a thing called Buttercorp Live, which is going to be on her main channel, the actual BB Butter channel, and yeah, I'm thinking that it's going to still come out. It's just her aim was for 12 days before Christmas. Except for the fact that it was like no announcement anywhere. So essentially this is the public announcement that's going to happen. Which is why I'm making it, so people can actually get prepared. Resubscribe to BB Butter and all that stuff. And make sure that you're actually there to hear about updates and questions regarding, basically, from what I can tell, almost everything that we're working on in Buttercorp, or that any of these studios affiliated with Buttercorp actually are making. I mean, some of those definitions are quite loose because the stuff that's produced by Nightfly, which is a subsidiary of Buttercorp that's not tied to the main Butterverse, but the whole stream is all about the actual companies themselves. But then also, that's just a Nightfly thing. So it really depends. Oh, hello. I still get more people. Hold on, there we go. Okay. And this way. Wait a to cross. Had split focus there for a second. Which is not to say that the focus was two splits across the street. I know that some people still inquire about that because that's just always a thing, quite honestly. Well, they think it's always a thing. It's always a thing people mention, is what I was trying to say. I picked a. This is the populated street. As you can see, far more people around here. Anyways, it's kind of like if you had like a Disney Direct or something, and just you included Pixar stuff in there, and all the other stuff that they do. Then again, if you had a Disney Direct and you include everything that's parented by them, you'd probably be there all day, so can see why that's not usually a thing. Oh well. So, what else? So yeah, expect that to be sometime soon. And there are plenty of interviews done by yours truly, so if you're on the fence about hopping channels from over here for whatever reason, then, you know, go over there and find out. All of your wildest questions about, I guess, the intrinsic lore of Aiden shows, or how, you know, stuff may or may not develop in future with anyone, then by all means let's go there, have a watch. Although speaking of watches, let's talk about watch hours, because I did just make the announcement in the previous stream and on the community tab a couple of days ago, maybe like 4 days ago, but I did recently check the statistics and we've actually hit 3,000 watch hours. Now that sounds great, it is, but the target is 4,000, because that's what you could do to join. That's why you can join the YouTube Partner Program. Get some of that sweet monetization. So, yeah, needless to say, that's why I'm going to be, in fact, before I came out here, I could have used the last scraps of daylight if I so desired, but instead, I used that time to actually prepare a different video, which I'm probably also going to post today. I'm going back to my old hard drive and pulling out, you know, the retro reconstructions, the actual the reviews never actually quite made it and such. So yeah, it's quite a lot there. It is going to be an interesting one, to say the least, because I didn't mention this really, but December is probably the last month where I had a consistent streak of 100 watch hours, because then after that point, it somehow shot up to 320 something for January, which means that as time goes by, those numbers will actually decrease much faster, and therefore the amount of gains that I've gotten since I started checking that thoroughly back in June are going to diminish. I mean, back in June I had 2.3 thousand watch hours, so I managed to gain an extra 700 in that time. So needless to say, I'm going to try and get more progress within the 1 month than I actually did in about half the year. So that's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm getting some weird looks from people. I think the other town is far more intrigued by the concept of YouTube. Not really sure why, but there you go. There you go. Merry Christmas, town name. Okay. Interesting. So I'm also just, having a look around. Once a blue moon, I do in fact see what there is in shops, but I don't go in because I just go and look at, rummage around and without intent to buy anything. That's just ridiculous. Oh well. What else have I got today? As far as updates go, I think someone's eyeing me down there. I think they're gonna shout something. Just preparing. No, I completely forgot what I was saying. Absolutely slipped my mind. Oh yeah, 3,000 watch hours and such. So yeah, I'm just gonna. So like I said before on that announcement, I'm gonna have that at the beginning of most videos. Just encourage people to watch everything all the way through. Support me on this arduous journey. see what happens. Obviously I'm not going to put it on this one because it's, you know, again, the point is it's unedited, so, well, at least as unedited as possible, because I can't always account for that, so you never actually know. For a pantomime this year, I don't think. We don't necessarily go to that one, but I'm going to have a look around and see what's actually going on theatre-wise. It's been since the producers, except for this time, I don't want to actually be travelling around too much for that, so avoid the fiasco of last time. It was a fiasco, I should have crossed the road a while ago. And we're good. Okay. What else? Oh, so as far as actual content goes, I think part of it, I mean, I've been making a lot more progress each month as I get more and more adapted into that. I think the issue really is what I do now is the fact that, yeah, it takes some sensitive time, but it attracts a lot of people, especially around the holidays when people don't have, you know, schools are cutting back and stuff like that. But it also doesn't invite many returning people. Like you watch the live once and you enjoy it there, and then you don't really have a reason to come back to it. Unless the content I'm reviewing is yours, really. That's part of the because it's a different experience watching that whole thing live versus watching the edited versions that we used to actually put out back in the day. So I don't know. I'm tempted to actually use restreams opportunities to stream like an actual recorded video and then just respond to people in the moment. But then again, that is basically a premiere, so I don't think it makes much of a difference if I just do it that way. I haven't been as responsive on premieres as I used to be. That's another issue. But yeah, I was thinking back just now, as far as my actual like average view counts go. You know, depending on the time, I can actually be getting like, you know, hundreds or sometimes even thousands back in summer for each particular video. But even then, back in summer, that didn't seem to translate as much. It just seemed to trend in isolation for a bit. And it made me think back to my peak time in terms of viewers, which I would probably have to say was 2018. I know the truth about Travis was it got to over 9,000, you know, views on by December 2017. I've been posted in August, but then afterwards, obviously, it's gained almost the same amount afterwards. Since then, it's now somewhere almost at 18,000. But yeah, point is, yeah, that was when it really had its biggest spike. But the thing is, I didn't post any other theories in that year. I posted the other ones afterwards, and that's when I gained traction from more returning AFMAL viewers, which then went on to the reactions, which, yeah, even back in the day, I surprisingly didn't really think about this too much. But yeah, each season 6 review gained like hundreds and hundreds of views. I didn't pay much attention to that side of doing things, just simply because I actually it was I was on a time crunch to make them, and as soon as they were up, I had to move on to the next one. Especially on that day that 3 were posted on the same day. That was a fun time. Thanks for that, AFMAL. Yeah, I really don't know. It's But yeah, so I guess I just didn't really it didn't process. But now I'm looking at the streams and checking the numbers and statistics now much more than ever. You know, again, back then it was all about the small community and such, and it still is, but it's more about the small active community. I feel like even back then I was, you know, still trying to reach as many people as I actually could. I always am. As far as I'm concerned, if you put something up on the internet, it's because you want people to see it. Otherwise, you just don't put it on public. That's the thing. People try and like tape back their face reveals, or, you know, remove a bunch of videos and such. I mean, arguably, depending on the videos, some people could have been salvaged. I guess the It's Mimi-chan channel could have had a few more stretches, or actually capitalized on the transition from gacha to Minecraft in a much more distinct manner. Because honestly, yeah, Shorty now is on fire more so than almost ever. But yeah, unfortunately, that's just that figure's just looming there. The untapped potential. And again, who knows? By the end, they didn't seem to be the audience that he was after. Then, well, also, they were the most enthusiastic ones, because, you know, they're the ones that really wanted to drop in and help with puppy love and such. If it weren't for this Mimi-chan channel, I wouldn't have a lot of the people who went from that to the Mutant Girl as well, including my leading lady. Yeah, so no idea. Oh my. Sorry, just reminiscing here. Right. So yeah, I mean, no, I'm gonna see, but obviously, the elephant in the room here would be that every December, I tend to stress myself out with stuff. I mean, the Mutant Girl Christmas special has been looming for a couple years now, and it's only now I just thought of a way that I could actually do it in time. But also, some of the VAs have been delaying line submission for literal ages now. Had to do some recasts and stuff. I'm probably gonna have to. Yeah, I need to make sure I talk to a lot of people about stuff. So that's one thing. The Aftermath song I've got sorted because I've actually just built that up in the last stream. And then after that, it was usually final countdowns, but I'm not doing any more of those for a few reasons. But you know what? I will explain that once again in the last Walking Wednesday of the year. That's what I shall do. So there you are. But yeah, just because of all of that, Christmas tree. Because of all of that, I'm not really sure I was going to go down. I need to make sure that I kind of do this now, but also just so I don't, you know, when the actual holiday week comes up, I at least have a lot of that sorted, so I'm not just a shuffling mess like I normally am around the holidays. So yeah, hopefully. Again, it's been a time. It's been a time recently. I have no idea, because it's just one of the I don't even know what to say. And I talked about that one big stress that has obviously looming over me this whole time. On top of thinking of, like, you know, MA applications should be around now from according to my calculations. There's just a lot going on. So yeah, I try to actually, like, account for everything. But yeah, the unedited content having that transition has been great so far. And at the very least, I'm glad to have a back catalogue that can actually support the idea that I was actually going for. Oh, right. Sorry, I was trying to let you past. So yeah, basically that. I think someone else wants to be in frame. Okay. Right. No, it's not. I've lost it now. What? No, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of what else. Gone behind me. They've gone behind me again. Tried to let them pass before, but they didn't really seem to grasp that. Okay. Yeah. So, oh wait. So I'm glad to have enough of a back catalogue to actually be like, okay, I don't have to record and edit so much of that. There's plans. Thank you. For every single day. But I should be able to manage. So yeah, be sure to watch all the way through. And please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe to us already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.